Hello, this is Eamonn O'Brien and you're so welcome to the Reluctant Speakers Club Expert Series, and today we're going to talk about why it's so important to pay attention to your message when you're creating your brand and also expanding what people think about your business in general. And we're joined today by an expert in this field. We have Alec Drew. And Alec, you're known as the straight talker.
That's correct.
But more than that, you're an expert in brand management and in corporate communication. And as somebody who's been involved in this space for actually as long as I have. There are not many people who fall into that category. So delighted to have you here.
Thanks very much.
Now, so you specialize in the whole area of helping people to figure out how to work with more creative folks and to have their messages brought to bear.
Yes.
What are the biggest challenges that you find businesses face in trying to figure out what is their message first off, and then how to get that delivered through other professionals?
I think the challenge that most businesses have really stems from the fact that they actually don't know what they do. So a typical example will be an accountant. So what do you do? Well, we do bookkeeping, pension advice. And through an organisation, Dublin Chamber, where I set up a subgroup called the Business Owners Network many years ago, we actually ran a little practical exercise which was a great bit of fun. So, and in one of these cases, the accountant was the victim. So we set him at a table and we said...
The victim, I like that.
Yeah, he was the victim. And we said to him, tell us, Sean, what do you do? Well, I specialise in, that's the word that nearly everybody uses these days, really gets on my nerves, but anyway, we specialise in accountancy, bookkeeping, pensions advice. And we said, so what? And he went, okay. And yes, and we outsource to India so we can reduce costs and things like that. So what? You know, we need to hear something different. And we kept pushing him and pushing him. This went on for about 10 minutes. It was fascinating as he backed and backed into the corner. And eventually he said, we developed a software that tracks the cost of delivering goods from one part of Ireland to another. And we went, now we have it. Now we know what makes you different from all the other accountants out there.
Yeah, so oftentimes it's that journey, I suppose.
Yes, people, like, if you're to take one of the big brands, McDonald's, if you ask a lot of people what do McDonald's do, they sell burgers and chips. If that's all they did, they wouldn't be the global empire that they are.
Exactly, yeah.
They provide an experience and they've got it tailored out and down to a T. So branding is a lot more than just that. And as the question, as you've asked me, is, you know, what are the challenges? The challenge is to get business people to actually understand what they do.
Yeah. So that's the starting point. And so even if somebody does have that understanding, commonly they still have an issue where they go to a designer or a developer and they say, make me one of those, and then they don't get what they thought they would. Why does that happen?
Because they go along with a solution rather than a problem. And this is, it's strange. The design industry suffers from two things. They are the plumbers with the leaky tap. So they actually are very poor at communicating the value they deliver. And good designers will give you a return on investment of about 3 times your investment in there, at a minimum, but it could be a lot more.
Yeah.
So that's you know, one of the key things that people don't understand. And the second part of it.
Well, how do you actually help, if you like, the designers or developers to help you? Because oftentimes they'll expect you to know the answers, or maybe because they don't want to get things wrong, they ask you to specify something that maybe you don't know exactly how that design should turn out.
I'll give you an interesting story around this that I think might be relevant to help you out. We were shortlisted for the brand for the National Development Plan back in the year 2000 when it came out. So we were down to 4 companies. And what the Department of Finance, who were running it at the time, said, we want design sketches from each of the 4 of you. And we said, no, we can't do that because we don't know enough about what you're doing. And strangely enough, they picked us. Oh, yeah, really out of the box.
Because you were wonderfully honest, yeah.
Yes, so I was fascinated by that. So then we discovered what the real project was. They wanted a new national identity delivered in 6 weeks. And our first meeting was with 35 officials from 5 government departments. And this was about managing people. And we said, what you've asked us to do is create a new national identity in 6 weeks. That's not going to happen. I'll tell you why. There's at least 6 months research in the National Archives.
Yes.
So, and it'll come under criticism from newspapers. No matter where you're going with this, this is not
Yes.
going to happen. We said, however, there are 3 national identities as it stands.
Yes.
You've got the tricolour, but it doesn't work in black and white, so we can eliminate that. The second one is we have the shamrock, but it's twee Irish, it's touristy. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
But we have a third one, which is the harp, the symbol of government. So what any solution comes, we'll have the harp involved in it. And once they understood that, they went, that's fine, we're happy with that.
And see, the wonderful thing is that you actually challenged
Yes.
your customer, and oftentimes, of course, the person you're dealing with may not do that. So if you were to kind of help or nudge, if you like, a speaker on to finding the right questions to ask, what would you put top of your list?
One in particular is, tell me, if I gave you a project, how you would take it from the start to the finish.
Yeah.
It's what I mentioned before, methodology.
Yeah.
I want to see how you do that. Because typically, too many people in the design industry are artists. And what they'll do is keep throwing designs at you. And you kind of go, well, I like that one. Why? Because it's red, and I'm a Manchester United supporter, so I'll go with that
You
one.
like red, obviously.
Yeah, and I'm a Man City supporter, so that doesn't help a lot. But anyway, it's just the way the branding is worked out. But it's to show a methodology. And if a designer can't show you that, you should walk away straight away.
Yeah.
Because you're on a hiding to nothing. And the real sadness is, because there are so few companies that will take you on that journey properly, most companies have a very poor experience of design, spend a lot of money, get no return on it, and then don't return.
Absolutely.
And that upsets me. And hence why I'm out.
And it was upset most everybody. Yeah.
Yes, so there's no winners in it.
No. Actually, just to close out, I suppose, maybe with one question about what it is that, if you like, creates winners in the brand game. What would be the one critical bit of advice you would give people about setting their brands up and their communication, of course, with the people who will help them create it to succeed?
There's a lot of stuff out there about brands, but to kind of simplify it, a brand starts here and here, in the person who's setting up either the product or service. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
They have a vision, they have a passion for something.
Yeah.
Where the brand dies is they are not able to communicate that to their staff.
Yeah.
That is the first place, because if your staff don't understand
Yes.
what the brand is all about and the heart and mind behind it, it never goes any further.
I love that, because it's all about the why. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, look, Alec, I knew this was going to be a great chat.
Great.
And, yeah, thank you so much for being here, of course, Alec.
Yeah,
and,
thanks again.
Thank you for watching. This is Eamonn O'Brien, and you have been watching the Reluctant Speakers Club Expert Series. And until the next time, happy speaking.